Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Deep Dive. This is part 3 of our series on artificial intelligence, money, Bitcoin, and the future of crypto. In part 1, we asked what happens to money when AI starts doing jobs for almost nothing. We looked at cheaper labor, weaker wages, government intervention, money printing, and the pressure that could build inside the fiat system. In part 2, we took that argument into Bitcoin, and we looked at why scarce digital money could become more important in a world where artificial intelligence makes more and more things abundant. Today, we take the final step, because if Bitcoin is the cleanest scarcity trade in an AI economy, then what happens to altcoins? Do they explode because AI needs blockchains, payments, data, identity, tokenization, and decentralized infrastructure? Or do most of them get crushed because AI makes digital products, fake narratives, low-quality tokens, and copycat projects even easier to create? That is the question for part 3. And the honest answer is probably both. Some altcoins could become more valuable because they provide real infrastructure for a more automated economy. But many others could get exposed badly because AI will make the crypto market even noisier, faster, more crowded, and more ruthless. Before we get into it, if you're building your crypto portfolio, you can check out Kraken using the link in the description. This is not financial advice, but Kraken is one of the platforms listeners can use to buy and manage major crypto assets. And if you're holding crypto seriously for the long term, make sure you are thinking about security as well. The Ledger link is also in the description, because in a world of AI scams, fake links, cloned voices, and automated fraud, self-custody and security become even more important. Now let's get into the real argument. The first thing we need to understand is that altcoins are not all the same. This is where a lot of people get the market wrong. They either say every altcoin is the future, or they say every altcoin is worthless. Both views are too simple. Bitcoin has one clear job: digital scarcity. Altcoins are different. They have to justify themselves through usage, utility, network activity, liquidity, adoption, developer activity, revenue, payments, settlement, tokenization, or some other real economic function. That matters even more in an AI world. Because artificial intelligence does not just make work cheaper. It also makes token creation easier, marketing easier, content creation easier, fake hype easier, fake communities easier, fake influencers easier, fake roadmaps easier, and fake authority easier. In the old crypto market, launching a convincing-looking project already became too easy. In the AI era, it becomes dangerously easy. A team, or even one person, could use AI to create a website, a white paper, a pitch deck, a fake roadmap, social media posts, Telegram bots, influencer scripts, fake comments, AI-generated founder videos, and a whole content campaign in days. That means the number of altcoins, AI tokens, meme coins, and narrative coins could explode even further. And this is the first major point of the episode. AI creates more abundance in the altcoin market. More tokens, more noise, more narratives, more fake urgency, more next big thing stories, more projects that look professional but have no real substance behind them. That is bad for weak altcoins. Because if something can be copied easily, the market eventually prices it lower. If a token has no real network effect, no serious users, no revenue, no security, no liquidity, and no genuine reason to exist, then AI makes its problem worse. It becomes just one more digital product in a sea of digital products. This is why part 3 is not simply an altcoin bull case. It is a filter. AI may create the biggest separation we have ever seen between serious crypto networks and low-quality speculation. Now, this is where the episode starts to turn, because while AI makes weak altcoins easier to create, it may also increase demand for strong blockchain infrastructure. If the world becomes more automated, more digital, and more AI-driven, then machines may need ways to move value, verify information, settle payments, prove ownership, access data, and interact with financial systems. That is where the stronger altcoin argument begins. Think about AI agents. If artificial intelligence eventually acts on behalf of people, businesses, apps, and institutions, those agents may need payment rails, They may need instant settlement. They may need programmable money. They may need identity systems. They may need data verification. They may need smart contracts. They may need tokenized assets. They may need decentralized infrastructure that is not controlled by one company. That is where networks like Ethereum, Solana, XRP Ledger, Cardano, and other serious blockchain ecosystems enter the discussion. Not because every token automatically wins, but because the AI economy may need crypto rails underneath parts of it. Ethereum's argument is smart contracts, decentralized finance, tokenization, stablecoins, and settlement. If more assets move on-chain, Ethereum remains one of the biggest ecosystems for that activity. Solana's argument is speed, low fees, consumer apps, payments, trading, and high-throughput activity. If AI agents need fast and cheap transactions, that kind of infrastructure could matter. XRP's argument is payments, settlement, liquidity, and moving value between institutions and currencies. If AI increases global digital commerce, fast settlement networks could become more relevant. Cardano's argument is research-led development, security, governance, and long-term infrastructure. Whether the market rewards that depends on adoption, but the basic pitch is still infrastructure, not just hype. So we need to separate two categories. The first category is altcoins as empty narratives. These are coins that exist mostly because of hype, marketing, memes, influencer pushes, or temporary attention. AI could make these explode in number, but that does not mean they become better investments. In fact, it could mean the opposite. If the supply of low-quality tokens becomes almost infinite, the average value of those tokens should fall. The second category is altcoins as infrastructure. These are networks and tokens that may support payments, decentralized finance, tokenized real-world assets, stablecoins, identity, data, compute, storage, gaming, artificial intelligence agents, or financial settlement. These are the projects that at least have a path to real demand. And this is the key line for listeners. In an AI economy, altcoins have to prove they are infrastructure, not just content. Because AI can create content. AI can create hype. AI can create branding. AI can create a fake community feel. AI can create a convincing story. But AI cannot fake real usage forever. It cannot fake deep liquidity forever. It cannot fake actual settlement volume forever. It cannot fake developer commitment forever. It cannot fake serious institutional adoption forever. At some point, the market asks what the network is actually doing. That is why the altcoin market could become more brutal. In the last cycle, a project could move because of a narrative. In the AI era, narratives may move even faster, but they may also die faster. Attention will be everywhere. Every week there could be a new AI coin, a new agent coin, a new infrastructure coin, a new "this changes everything" token. But if the project does not convert attention into real usage, it gets replaced by the next narrative almost instantly. This could create massive volatility. It could create huge pumps. It could create brutal crashes. It could create faster rotations than we have seen before. And it could make discipline more important than ever. That is why Bitcoin may remain the foundation while altcoins become the high-risk, high-reward layer. Bitcoin does not need to prove a new use case every week. Its core story is scarcity. Altcoins do need to prove something. They need users. They need transactions. They need demand. They need liquidity. They need developers. They need a reason for the token itself to capture value. That last bit matters. A blockchain project can be useful, but the token still has to capture value. That is one of the biggest traps in crypto. A network can have activity, but if the token does not benefit from that activity, the investment case may be weaker than people think. So in an AI world, the question is not just, is this project interesting? The better question is, does this token actually become more valuable if the network succeeds? Now let's bring this back to the listener journey. Part 1 said AI may weaken the value of work and put pressure on fiat money. Part 2 said Bitcoin may benefit because it is scarce digital money in a world of digital abundance. Part 3 says altcoins will face a split. The strong ones may become infrastructure for a more automated economy. The weak ones may become worthless noise in a market flooded with AI-generated hype. So what types of altcoins could matter? Payment networks could matter if AI agents and businesses need fast, low-cost settlement. Smart contract platforms could matter if tokenized assets, decentralized finance, and automated financial systems keep growing. Stablecoin infrastructure could matter because AI-driven commerce may need digital dollars moving 24/7. Oracle networks could matter because AI systems and smart contracts need reliable data from the outside world. Decentralized compute and storage could matter if demand for AI infrastructure keeps rising. Identity and verification systems could matter because AI will make fake content, fake voices, fake images, and fake accounts much harder to detect. That last one is massive. The more AI improves, the harder it becomes to know what is real online. Is that person real? Is that video real? Is that voice real? Is that review real? Is that document real? Is that transaction real? Blockchains may have a role in proving ownership, timestamps, authenticity, and settlement. That does not mean every identity coin wins, but it does mean the problem itself becomes bigger. And when the problem becomes bigger, serious infrastructure gets more important. But we also need to be honest. A lot of altcoins will not survive this. Many will be created purely to exploit the AI narrative. They will use words like automation, agents, machine learning, decentralized intelligence, neural finance, and AI economy. Some will sound incredible. Some will have amazing branding. Some will pump hard. But many will have no real product, no moat, no users, no value capture, and no reason to exist once the hype fades. That is why the AI era could be extremely dangerous for retail investors. Not because there will be no opportunities, but because there will be too many opportunities, and most of them will be bad. AI will make the market look more professional than ever, even when the substance is weaker than ever. So the rule for altcoins becomes simple. Follow utility, not just narrative. Does the network have users? Does it solve a real problem? Does it have liquidity? Does it have developers? Does it have staying power? Does the token actually capture value? Is the supply structure reasonable? Is there real demand or just marketing? Can this project survive when the hype cycle moves on? Those are the questions that matter. And this is where we land the series. AI makes work cheaper. That was part 1. Bitcoin becomes more important because scarcity matters. That was part 2. Altcoins then enter the great filter. That is part 3. Some may become the infrastructure layer for AI-driven finance, payments, identity, tokenization, and automation. But many others may get exposed as just more digital abundance in a world already drowning in abundance. So the conclusion is not, altcoins are dead. The conclusion is sharper than that. Weak altcoins are in danger because AI makes weak digital things easier to create. Strong altcoins may benefit because AI makes real digital infrastructure more necessary. That is the split. Bitcoin is the scarcity anchor. Major altcoins have to become useful infrastructure. Everything else has to fight for attention in a market where attention is becoming cheaper, faster, and more manipulated. And over the next decade, that may be the biggest lesson in crypto. The market will not reward everything just because it is digital. In fact, AI may make investors more selective, not less. Because once digital creation becomes easy, digital scarcity and real utility become the only things that matter. So if you are listening to this series and asking what it means, the answer is this. Bitcoin may be the cleanest long-term response to AI-driven abundance. Major altcoins may still have a role, but they need to prove utility. And the lower quality end of the market may become even more dangerous as AI makes hype cheaper to manufacture. That is the future we are walking into. A world where work gets cheaper, money gets questioned, Bitcoin gets clearer, and altcoins face the biggest test they have ever had. Like and follow, and we will see you at the top.